Hi Cancer, this is going to be your general reading. So I've already pulled the tarot and then we will pull the oracle cards on camera. So as far as the overall energy for the main spread, we've got the King of Stars. We also have the Six of Stars, Page of Cups with the Hierophant. I mean, honestly, I feel like you're the King of Stars regardless of your actual gender, okay? I mean, it just gives me an energy of honestly like you protecting your energy, you being very solid within your own being, you being very secure within yourself. Okay, as we move to the cards that came out, we've got the Six of Stars. I just feel like, again, you're being very selective with your energy. I mean, I really just feel like it's honestly just straight to the point. I feel like you're selective with your energy. We have the Page of Cups. I feel like this is something to do with a connection. When we clarify, I got the Two of Cups with the Seven of Swords. But again, it gives me the energy. And I don't even know, for this deck, it just gives me, I typically get nothing to do with what the Page of Cups actually means, which is like, you know, I feel like innocence, curiosity, creativity, water energy, happy surprises, things like that. But I just get more of that energy. I get more of energy of you protecting yourself. You've gone through a transformation, I'm hearing. It makes sense. And kind of to jump to the Hierophant really quick, I just feel like you've obtained a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. You're sitting on, you know, why do I hear Fountain of Youth? You're sitting on a lot of wisdom, basically. You have a lot of wisdom that you can share with people. It's like you may basically be an old soul, even though you might be like 25, 20, something like that. Okay, but going back to the Page of Cups, I just feel like I'm seeing you protecting your energy. It does seem like there's a connection, a relationship coming. We also have the Two of Cups underneath the King of Stars, King of Pentacles. But it feels like you feel like you can't trust this relationship, this connection that's coming. And that could lead you to hold back. I see you thinking very deeply about it because we had the Page of Swords as the overall energy to when I was clarifying the Page of Cups. I mean, it keeps coming up in my collective readings. People having, you know, past trauma when it comes to love and relationships, and that kind of holding them back. So I don't know, I'm not really seeing an outcome. I don't really want to look into an outcome. I just feel like, again, you're in a good space. I feel like you're grounded. I feel like you're in alignment. I feel like you're being very selective with your energy. There has to be an equal give and take. I feel like you're sitting on a lot of wisdom. I feel like you've overcome a lot. You've gone through some sort of major transformation, so you have a lot of wisdom to share. But even with that, when it comes to new relationships, you could be a little bit apprehensive, maybe still have some little insecurities as far as that goes. Maybe some of you could also be walking away from some relationships. Maybe you thought a long time about this and you feel like it's the best thing to do. Maybe some of you could be hiding some sort of secret. It feels like you don't speak a lot is what I'm getting. You don't speak a lot. But you know, that's not always a bad thing. Because sometimes people who speak a lot and are loud, you know, they think that that's a sign of power, but actually, you know, being in control of yourself and not feeling the urge to say things, not feeling the need to prove yourself, that is a sign of actual like power and being, or, you know, having mastery over yourself. Okay, but let's move on to the Oracle Year Ahead deck. You've got major life change, so maybe that relates to what I've been picking up on. We've got move, relationship, career, status change, new direction. We've got world travel, far away, extended. We've got becoming a star. We've got up and coming, star quality, it factor, magnetic. I mean, that kind of makes sense with what I was saying, though. Like you going through a major transformation. And it's like the more you kind of go up, I feel like sometimes that does correlate to the less you speak, the more selective you have to be with your energy, because you never know. Or like, you know, when your star rises, it seems common that people just want to take from you. They would just want to be associated, you know, with you because they feel like they can gain something from you. Okay, we've got job change, new job, title change, transition. So it's like I'm just seeing you almost like ascend, it seems like you're going places. You're going to be stepping into like a larger role, which could also relate to that Hierophant right there. And that also kind of makes sense with the King of Stars. Like I assume, you know, or I feel like it's, we can make it the assumption that if you're becoming a star, eventually your finances are going to be on point, you know? Some of you might be ready for this change, but for some of you, it's like maybe you don't see this coming. We've got beauty treatment, we've got enhancement, injections, procedure. So you could be, you know, indulging in that beauty treatments, excuse me. Let's see what the career deck has to say, though. All right, so we've got heart matters as the overall energy. We've got don't settle, excitement, desires, spark, enjoyment, follow your heart, find your true passion. I really feel like when we go back to the prior deck, it's like those changes, those major changes, are a result of you finding your true passion. I feel like it's basically what I talk about and what I've learned as far as my spiritual journey. It's like when you follow your passion, I feel like it's guaranteed that you will be successful at some point. Like as long as you trust yourself, your intuition, trust the universe, trust God, whatever you believe in, you don't have to worry. All right. But next we got public face, people, skills, opportunity. It's okay to be yourself. Your contribution matters. Doors are opening up. So it's like as you tap into your heart, you follow your heart. I feel like that puts you in the spotlight where you will be connecting with other people. And yeah, I feel like the opportunities come from you basically, you know, following your passion. Just remember, because again, it does seem like a little bit that you're holding back or that you're very reserved. And I feel like there is nothing wrong with that, but just make sure that you're not taking it to the extreme. And so, yeah, it very well does seem, again, that you are going to be a public figure. Okay. So next will be the singles portion. So we got sad, we got stressed, we got comfortable. It says feels like they can be themselves, emotionally comfortable, feels comfortable around you, doesn't feel easily triggered, closeness, open-minded, in denial. So from these few cards, you know, I could pull more to get more context, but I don't really want to because I want to keep these kind of like really streamlined if at all possible. I feel like for some of you singles, it's like you're single, or you're just like in some sort of situationship, excuse me. You're connected to somebody, but I feel like based on what I'm seeing, it's maybe not going anywhere. This other person might feel comfortable with you, but I just almost feel like the energy gives me that you've settled, if that makes sense. And I feel like this like maybe, I don't really feel like you're looking for it to progress, but for you to be stressed, something is not going the right way. And you could be in denial over this, but I feel like it's this denial that's creating this stressed energy that may also be creating sadness. There's just some sort of misalignment happening And I just feel like, obviously, if there's a misalignment at some point, you know, if whatever's misaligned doesn't get corrected, you will be removing yourself from the situation. So I hope that made sense. Feels like you're just in a situation that will inevitably come to an end if the misalignment that's happening is not fixed. I mean, I tend to see Cancers as, you know, deeply wanting connection, desires partnership. So again, it could be some of you are wanting things to progress, but they're not. Or maybe you just realize, like, this, you know, whoever you're dealing with, you don't want to deal with them anymore, basically, if you just get straight to the point. And maybe you're still just kind of keeping yourself in this situation again when you just need to exit. We got moving. Did we have moving somewhere else? We just got a lot about changes. Okay. Well, either way, change is coming, it seems like. Also direction. Refusing to change. Brick wall. Frenemy. Turned on. That's interesting. Whoever this... I mean, I want these to be the singles and the next part to be two separate sections, but it makes sense that they would overlap too. So basically, if you're involved with somebody, we've got the overall, or like, you know, more deeply connected than, I guess, the singles. For the overall energy, we've got turned on. It says applying pressure, hot for you, attracted to you. Then the cards that came out, we've got moving, loss of direction, refusing to change, brick wall, frenemy. I mean, again, I feel like it directly kind of correlates to what I was seeing with the singles. I feel like this person, again, is comfortable. They were comfortable. And I feel like you have just outgrown this person, basically. You outgrown this person. Dealing with them, I feel like maybe kind of contributed to you losing your direction. You may have expressed yourself, but I feel like they're refusing to change, brick wall. I feel like it's the same thing. It's just like, for some people, it's like they may talk you out of your desires. They may, would gaslight be the word? It's like they may try to manipulate you. And I feel like that's such a strong word, but it's just like they may try to lead you to see things in a different way. And then I feel like, you know, maybe when this person doesn't get their way, they turn into like, they become disgruntled or something like that. They become negative. But I feel like moving on is like the heaviest energy. It's like you choosing to move on from this, because at some point, you know, let's just say you are on a growth trajectory and this person is not. At some point, again, that misalignment, something's got to give. You have to remove yourself. So, yeah, I just feel like I'm seeing you removing yourself. And yeah, they could be going super hard to maybe, you know, try to keep you in this situation, keep you involved with them, but I don't feel like it's going to prove to be successful, basically. And it seems like you're destined for better. Like, again, I feel like your path is leading you to somewhere very beautiful. Maybe you're gonna have like a lot of responsibility. I feel like you're likely going to be in the public eye, and this person basically is kind of like a block to that. I mean, I don't like saying that about people, but I mean, I feel like at this point on my journey, like it's just a fact of the matter sometimes. And so it's almost like, you know, if you're not where you want to be, another way to look at it might be is like, if you continue to stay in the situation, that could be blocking you. This person could literally be blocking you from your destiny in a sense. All right, but I'm just going to end it there. I mean, we got marriage, then we have promised ring, we've got celebrating, but I mean, I almost feel like this person leads you on with that. I'm not really sure if they actually intend on this, to be honest with you. And for some of you, it's like it's like you're waiting for this to happen. You're waiting for this to happen, it never happens, and then eventually it's like you wake up and like, okay, and realize it's actually never going to happen, and you stop being gullible and you move on. So, but that's all I have for you, Cancer. I hope it resonates for someone. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.